Welcome to Wild and Finally Fucking Free, hosted by me, soul-fueled storyteller Kylie Patchett. We dive into the truth-talking, unedited stories of metamorphosis, growth, and evolution. I deeply believe that sharing our stories holds transformative magic. Join us to listen to future humans, change agents, extraordinary ordinary people, healers, and paradigm shifters as we honor the power of our messy, magical stories. Let's get wild and finally fucking free together. Hello there, beautiful human. We are taking a break between season 3 of the Wild and Finally Fucking Free podcast and season 4. I love to take a little bit of time out in the wintertime and do a bit of hibernating. So whilst I go off and do that, and particularly today when it is sub-zero in my office, I have recorded 6 snack-size episodes all about some of the conversations that I'm having regularly with marketing and messaging clients. And I specifically work with the healers, the helpers, the people that want to contribute a massive difference to the world. They're very heart driven. And these are the conversations that I continue to have with them. So I'm calling this the Winter Storytelling Series, and there is 6 parts. You're about to listen to one of them. They're all 5 to 8 minutes long, so very snack sized. And then my heartfelt invitation to you is that if you are sick of trying to share your message in a way that feels out of alignment, or you're trying to find the right words to capture something that is quite nebulous, like if you're an energy worker or an acupuncturist or something like that, I have made something for you. It is called Storytelling 101, and it is about how to capture the magic of who you are as a human, who you are as a healer and a helper through the power of storytelling. So I've broken down all of the key bits that you need to know about storytelling and the difference between that and more formulaic head-based copywriting, but also to help you share yourself and be completely seen and heard in amongst all the other noise out there, but in a way that doesn't feel like you're out of alignment with your values and your desire to contribute. You can head to download your free version of the free Storytelling 101 guide at www.kpcreative.com.au/storytelling 101, and that is also in the show notes. So let's dive in to one of the 6 snacks. Hello. Welcome to part 4 of this 6-part snack-sized winter storytelling series whilst we take a break between seasons 3 and 4. So this episode, I chose to steal a line, and I actually think it's an Oscar Wilde quote as well. I'm not quite sure about that. I probably should have Googled it before I started recording. But there was is a country music singer called Melinda Schneider, and she has a song, and the key point is be yourself, everybody else is taken. And I thought that is such a good anchor point, because often when I'm working with clients, they are trying to, and I'm using air quotes here, find the right words. And by definition, in your brain, if you are doing that to yourself, if you're trying to find the right words, what you most often mean is that you're trying to take what is your natural way of communicating and what is actually going through your beautiful heart, mind, and soul, what is being called to express, and you're kind of running it through this filter because you think that you need to be a bit more polished or a bit more palatable or a bit more professional, like fill in the blanks here. Maybe, excuse me, maybe your belief system is more about I'm too boring, I need to be more interesting, or I'm too loud, I need to, stop being so opinionated, or I'm like, one of mine used to be, I swear too much, I've got to stop that. And then I really consciously called this podcast that has a swear word in it, because I was like, you know what? I naturally swear like a trucker. It is not something that I am proud of, but despite my best efforts, I have not found a way of polishing that little bit of rough diamond out of me. And you know what? I actually think that being myself has been, I in fact not think, I know that the exponential growth of my business in the last 12 months has been exactly in line with how comfortable I am being seen as exactly myself. And I mean flawed, I mean, potentially inconsistent, impacted by, a chronic illness thing going on in the background, which means sometimes I can't work because I'm in too much pain. And I used to make myself wrong for all sorts of things that I thought that I couldn't be in a business. And it turns out every single one of them is bullshit, because as I have excavated the things that I think I need to fix to be a successful business owner, my business has exploded with perfect fit clients. And perfect fit clients that actually find me. I don't even know, like I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but as a copywriter, I don't actually have an active marketing strategy at the moment. The only way that people can find me is through this podcast. My website, I guess that they could Google copywriter. I don't know. I don't even call myself a copywriter, so probably not, but storytelling. But I don't have, at the time of recording, any active funnels to move people through my ecosystem. I don't have any digital products. I have very little of the, in air quotes, things you're supposed to have a successful business. And I actually really strongly believe that the exponential growth of people finding me as if by magic is because I am finding the pockets in myself that I feel like I need to be either ashamed of or guilty about or polish up or make otherwise, and actually consciously choosing to just either talk about them, to share them, to be honest about them. So I don't know if you've been around for a little while in my business, and this is the second time I've been in business. So if you've been around since the original business, I'd be interested to know, actually, if you do notice big points of difference. I think I have always been someone who naturally shares what's going on for them, but the deeper things, like feeling like my energy is very inconsistent and that I can be really disorganized at times, and I swear like a trucker. And what else have I been working on showing more of? Do you know what? A big thing, I was taught as a kid not to shine too bright. Like, don't make people feel bad about themselves, because I've always been someone with very big energy, very enthusiastic and passionate. And I was taught through school and also parenting that it was not okay to show that big light. And actually, that again is one of the main magnetic things that I choose to share now, because I will not be, I think when we're afraid of showing our true selves, we are trying to be someone different. It is exhausting, but it also is just like, well, who are you trying to be? You are yourself. If you have big energy, that is either on or off in my case, and that I now know that that's actually part of my human design, that I've got this massive energy and I'm either on and it's like full throttle, or I'm off and I'm in bed. And yeah, that's just the way I am as a human being. And I don't think that showing that about myself makes you feel, well, I know for the clients that I've worked for in the last 12 months, or with in the last 12 months, what I hear from them consistently is, thank God I found someone who I can relate to. And guess what? If I was pretending to be someone else, that would not be their experience. They would be seeing something that was polished up. So my question to you in this episode is, are you being yourself in the marketplace? And if you're not being yourself, what stories are driving your thought that you need to be somehow different? And then the invitation is, how could you make peace with that part of yourself? Now, there's lots of different ways to do that. One of the things that I would actually suggest, I've been fangirling, oh my God, so big a fangirl over Samantha Garcia, who wrote Regenerative Business. If you haven't checked out that book, you absolutely must. If you're a business owner and you want to do it from a contribution and natural ecosystem approach. And I've also been fangirling over Simone Soul, who a lot of people will also know. I just completed Simone's copywriting course, which this is a hilarious example of just being yourself. One of the key things that I walked away with from that course, and the reason I chose to do it is that I really admire Simone's ability to just be herself. Like, she doesn't make any apologies for being, like in her coaching calls, like she will say, oh, my brain is just not working today. And it's not like, no one thinks anything worse of her, because we all have human moments where like our brain is just misfired or whatever. Well, if you don't, hats off to you. But anyway, where I was going with that is in Sam's book. She has a whole heap of resources. And one of the things that I've started doing since I read that book a little while ago is actually using a hypnotherapy app called Grace Hypnotherapy. It's by Grace Smith. If you Google Grace Smith, you will find her YouTube channel. She's got a whole heap of free content. I've upgraded to the paid version, but I have found that hypnotherapy has been quite amazing at transforming the pockets of me that feel like they're still not able to be shown to people. And that has made a massive difference in my business mindset as well. So if this feels like a kind of tricky part of the business journey, maybe check that out. Like, it may not be the tool for you, but certainly has been something for me. So thank you for listening. I will be back next week with part 5. Thanks for tuning in to Wild and Finally Fucking Free. I'm Kylie, your host. And given that I know you would have enjoyed this episode, please do us a favor and subscribe, leave a review, and share it with fellow freedom seekers. Remember, being seen in all our mess and magic helps heal ourselves and the world, because the world needs more wild and finally fucking free humans. Have a great day.